Hello, yeah, my name is Martin Stephen Jones. I am from Greenock and I'm a singer-songwriter guitarist. I'm just going to completely ad-lib and go for it and see how we get on here. And hopefully it doesn't sound like one of my other songs. We are the entertainers, we're so happy, you and I tell the jokes while you sing and dance. We're always celebrating our romance. So we are the entertainers, come along and see our show. We won't disappoint, we'll all have some fun, 'cause we are the entertainers. I have been a singer since I was about 2 or 3, and I have had a lifelong love of music, big passion for singing. I love singing as many places as possible and many opportunities. I get into songwriting. I started at primary school, but I started more officially and sort of seriously as a teenager in secondary school, and it's just kind of grown from there. So I write in English and I write songs in Spanish as well, and last year I wrote my first bilingual song in both English and Spanish. So it's a mix of soul and country, blues, Latin American, whatever takes a fancy, basically. Yeah, well, basically I kind of tend to, I would say I write lyrics first, usually. Most of the time, if I get inspired by something, it could be a distant relative, or it could be something that I've watched on TV, or something that I've heard, or maybe something in the newspaper, and then I'll just start writing either the idea or the actual lyric. And then if I get a melody in my head, I'll just start, either singing the melody and recording it on my phone, and then I'll take the guitar and start experimenting with some chords and seeing what best suits the song and what suits my voice. So I started learning at the age of 12, and I had lessons for a number of years until I went to live in Valencia, Spain for 10 months as part of my degree. I have a degree in Hispanic Studies from Glasgow University, and I speak Spanish, Portuguese, and I also have Catalan as well. Maybe not so much the flamenco aspect. I'm more kind of Latin American. I'm a big fan of a guy from Mexico called Pedro Infante. He was a film star in the 1940s and 50s. He was in the golden age of Mexican cinema, and he was a bit like the Mexican Elvis. He used to sing in his films, and it was just, as soon as I saw that, I just loved that. So I'm influenced by that, and I would also say Raul Malo from the Mavericks, that kind of sound. And I like salsa as well. I like all sorts of, I like Spanish music as well, like some modern sort of songwriters and bands. Rosanna from the Canary Islands, and a band called M-Clan that are a rock band. I think they're from the 80s. So, but yeah, quite a wide range. It's really diverse. I've taken inspiration from distant family. So my great uncles were in the music hall and variety scene in the 1920s up to the 1970s. and that's kind of, I get some of that. There's a bit of Scottish comes in, the like, music hall vibe. I am a big fan of guys like John Prine, Billy Joe Shaver, Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt. So I draw from that kind of thing. Hank Williams, Graham Parsons, but I also like Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, that kind of thing. So, and I love blues. Eric Bibb is another favourite of mine. So just a wide range. I like to think I have my own style. Whether I do, I'm not quite sure, but I think I kind of have my own style, because a lot of them, I mean, I like to try and write different songs. I don't, kind of, obviously some of them are going to sound the same, but I like to try and write sort of different things so that I've got a variety and songs in my repertoire.
The curtain is rising, it's time for the show. Jokes and songs are ready, here we go.
There's always things to learn. You can never know everything. So I think the guitar lessons I had as a teenager, and then later on in life I started getting lessons again, and it just kind of opened up new horizons to different sort of melodies and chords and more sort of things to explore in terms of your creative process. But I mean, I think I tend to use a lot of the same chords a lot of the time, and the same sort of, I mean, I love finger picking, so I can just sit and finger pick on the guitar for ages. I don't know if I'll come up with anything, but just to sort of, you know, if I'm in the mood to do something creative, then I'll just sort of start maybe doing a bit of finger picking just to get me in the mood. Well, last year I was on some courses in songwriting and singing with a Spanish company called Academia Oralitura, and they do songwriting courses and poetry courses. So the courses that I did, the first one was last September, called Análisis y Creación de Canciones, so analysis and creation of songs. It was all about looking at various types of songs and styles of music and coming up with something yourself. And through that course I came up with my first bilingual song. And I did a couple of other courses on taking care of your voice, and the other one was sort of about drawing inspiration from various sources to write your songs. And I did courses this year with the Songwriting Academy, so that was quite really useful stuff, really enjoyable, very intense, because one of the things I did was a boot camp, so that was like collaborating with complete strangers, but it was really nice, you know, you get to meet lots of folk on Zoom from all over the world. And the Spanish ones, it was great for my Spanish, because I was getting to combine my two loves, you know, the Spanish language and my love of music and the creative process of songwriting. So, you know, immersing all three of them together was tremendous. And I did a playwriting course earlier this year as well, and that was fun. That was with a company based in England, and that was really good as well. So enjoy it, keep writing. That's what a lot of, you know, successful folk have always told me. Keep writing. Read books, and, you know, read whatever you can, watch whatever you can, keep drawing inspiration from anything that inspires you. If you find something that inspires you, whether it's the birds singing outside, or, you know, the nature outside, or if it's, you know, a family member or a distant relative, if you've got a story to tell your story. That's probably about maybe the best thing. I would say so, yeah. Based on the fact that I've drawn inspiration from various local creative projects in the past. I did a project at the Beacon Arts Centre called The First Beam of Light with Findlay Napier, and I wrote a song which I'm still very proud of today called The First Beam of Light. And I was also involved in one called Absent Voices, also at the Beacon, with Yvonne and David Lyon, and I wrote a song called The Sugar Boat that was inspired by the MV Captain And the last one that I did was with James Grant, and it was the Broomhill Community Project, and that was tremendous. It was basically listening to stories of people that lived in the Broomhill community through the years, and you were to take their stories and turn them into a song. So I took a story of a guy called Squid, and I came up with a song called Characters. So, and it was a very sort of different style for me, because working with James Grant at the time, it was just so different, because you know, he came up with all sorts of different ideas musically. So it could have been like a folk song, it could have been a blues song, but it ended up kind of being like a funky kind of thing. So I was quite pleased with the end result of that song. Future, well, I have my songs, two of my songs will be featured in the Songwriters Uncovered series concerts, which are happening this weekend on the Friday and the Saturday evening at 7:30. And those will be streamed on the Beacon Arts Centre YouTube page for free. And what else will I be doing? I am in process of writing my musical and play. It's a very slow and long process. I've been doing it for years, but I'm hoping to try and make some progress with that. I want to keep writing songs. I'm also thinking of auditioning for The Voice again. I did The Voice in 2017 and I got as far as the London callback stage. Didn't get to the red chairs, but that was like the stage before the red chairs, so I'm thinking of doing that. I would also love to finally record an album at some point. Don't know when that'll happen, but I really want to do that. And I want to get back out playing for people as well at some point. Not really, no. I mean, I because I've been doing the workshops and the courses, that's helped. And I've done virtual concerts. The one place that I must mention to you is the Greenock Boat Club session. They are a fantastic place to go if you want to showcase your music and you want an open platform where there's like no judging, it's all friendly. That used to happen on the last Friday of every month at the Royal West of Scotland Amateur Boat Club, and we all just get together around a table and sing songs, play tunes, we jam together, and it's just great vibes. What was decided this year was, last year with the lockdown we made it virtual. So we did virtual sessions, so I've taken part in a few of them. I've also did my own lockdown concerts, which have been interesting. I've not done too many, but I did a few at Christmas. I did a series of Christmas concerts. I did one at Hogmanay, which was good fun, having the wee dram of whiskey beside me. And then I did one at the beginning of February for a surprise birthday party. It was a surprise birthday present for a friend of mine in Belfast, and I basically taught myself some John Denver and Springsteen songs very quickly. And the intention was to play for half an hour. It ended up being over 90 minutes, and I was just having so much fun, and the people watching from all over were really enjoying it as well, and it was just so much fun. And the most recent thing that I did was Make Music Day, which was just an incentive for everybody to make music all over the UK, and you were able to do it on your doorstep, or put on a small gig wherever possible. But I did just like a virtual gig here, sitting here with a guitar and just playing for about an hour or so, to a small audience on Facebook. It's always usually Facebook that I'm doing my virtual concerts. So I think I'll probably keep those up because I enjoy doing them, even though you can't see the audience, which but because that's the best part, is showcasing your songs to the live audience, and then if they're well received, then that's the best thing.